So I found this UFC GOAT tier list that the person that made it put the top 40 UFC fighters that they believe is in the GOAT conversation. And I'm going to make a tier list out of it. So let's go ahead and start with a first pick. I think a pretty easy pick, Max Holloway. I'm putting him as the GOAT, more of like a GOAT. Well, I guess, yeah, a GOAT. That would be fine. Is really high on the a GOAT tier. Cain Velasquez, kind of GOAT. Not many heavyweights had that stamina, so pretty impressive. He's one of the best heavyweight fighters we've ever had, so I guess in that situation kind of puts him as kind of a GOAT. Man with the most finishes in the UFC, Charles is a GOAT. He's just so fun to watch. I love every single one of his fights. They're always entertaining. Been watching him since he was losing to body shots back in the really old days. He's come along and become a very interesting and amazing fighter, so happy to see it. Izzy's a GOAT. Easy, crazy streak that he's had and just amazing, beautiful striking. Robert Whitaker is a very good fighter. I like Rob, but I don't think he's quite in the GOAT talks. Brandon Moreno, I'm assuming. Bit of a interesting picture for him, but whatever. I'm gonna just say he's a good fighter. I feel like the flyweight division doesn't have like a lot of really crazy talent that's going on. They'll make it seem like it, but in all honesty, I'm just like, these are just guys that are, I don't know. I don't hold a lot of weight for the flyweight division. I mean, neither. They don't really hold a lot of weight either, so definitely one of the least popular division. Piotr Yan, I would say definitely higher than like Brandon Moreno, but still just a good fighter. Then you have Aljo. Put Aljo as just a very good fighter. I don't think he's really in the GOAT conversations, but he definitely did his work at 135, and he's good at what he does. He was a dark horse of mine for a while, so I was really happy to see him get the belt, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's holding up as well. Now it looks like we're gonna be getting into a little more of the classics. Go ahead and hop at Uriah Faber. He's a good fighter. Didn't really make it. Kind of got stun locked by Dominic Cruz. Couldn't really reach the upper echelon of that talk. Fedor, a lot of people probably would say the GOAT. Personally, I think he's just stuck at kind of GOAT. He never really got to face the people that most people wanted him to face, and him completely staying out of the UFC. I'm more of a UFC fan than any of them. I feel like it always has like the highest talent. Back in the day, I guess it was arguable, which what puts him as like kinda GOAT, because like he was just parallel to so many other like heavyweights, and he was way better than most, but we never got to see him face everybody that we really wanted him to. I don't feel like he is quite a GOAT to me. And he's definitely not the GOAT to me. Now, also looking at the tier list, knowing that the GOAT is probably just meant to have like maybe 1 to 3 people up here. That's why I had to take away Max Holloway, because man, he's up there, but he's not quite there. Still losing to Volk those times and everything. This spot for the GOAT, I'm only to allow myself to put maybe up to 3 people up here, so we'll maybe have somewhat people in the a GOAT category, but I'm gonna try to be as hard on it as I can. But Anderson Silva is absolutely the GOAT. Whenever I think of GOATs, he's definitely one of them. Absolutely. Chuck Liddell, I'm probably gonna be upsetting so many like old time fans, but I was there. I was here during this time, don't worry. But to me, he was just a good fighter. He'd get beat by like the very good fighters. He was in a lot of, I'm tempted to put him as very good, but I just felt like his style doesn't like stand tall to this day, kind of a thing. So it just kind of, I don't know. We might come back to him depending on how some of these next ones go. But now we got Rampage. Rampage is also just a good fighter. Again, these guys are former champions or whatever, so are these people. So it's like they're all good no matter what. I'm not saying they're bad fighters. It's just when it comes to some of the stuff, they're just kind of good. Same with Fabricio Verdum. He's a good fighter. Kind of leans on his jiu-jitsu more than he probably should have, but he's so good at it, so I understand. It just made him much easier to pick on the feet, so that's why he didn't really get to go on and do a lot of things. And he kind of Yeah, I mean, he did fuck up Fedor. Actually, I'm gonna put him as a very good fighter. He did choke out Fedor. We'll go ahead and keep him there. Robbie Lawler. He is personally one of my favorite fighters. So this is absolutely a biased fucking placement, but kind of goat. Some of the best fights you'll ever see for that alone kind of gets it. El Kukui, the most tragic fall off of all time. Him and his reign and everything. Oh, I loved it. It was great. And for that, I'm at least put him in a very good fighter. Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo's kind of goat. I wouldn't quite put him as a goat because I think he was getting a lot of his wins when the division was still just kind of coming up. So, like, a lot of those wins don't hold as much weight, in my opinion. But he still was head and shoulders above all of them. I should probably do it more like this. I'll make sure I arranged these because I'm biased. So I got them more arranged to, I guess, who I would like rank them in their own category, left being the highest. Dominic Cruz. He was able to run terror. I'd say he's kind of in the same position as a Jose Aldo. Like, he was kind of beating on some of these guys, but he just reigned for so long. So, bunch of injuries and stuff. So, definitely not as high as him, but still really good. Conor McGregor, when it comes to just straight up, like, his personality and everything, man. Oh, man. The amount of attention that he brought to the game. That doesn't put him in like greatest of all time and direct like fighting, but man, like you're not gonna be able to think of MMA without Conor McGregor for like probably close to a century, man. For that, I also have to still put him in kind of goat. Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar is a good fighter. Put him like right there. God damn, the one I always forget. Like Rafael Sunset. Was like I forget. I'm forgetting his fucking name. He kind of got fraud checked, so he's probably gonna be like the lowest on the list. So it makes sense that I don't really remember his name. BJ Penn. I know a lot of people are biased because of the amazing things that he did. I mean, he did do some amazing things. So I think I'm going to put him as a very good fighter. He's not really a GOAT, but impressive jujitsu and everything. Just, yeah, good fighter. Demetrius Johnson, he's a GOAT. Absolutely a GOAT. It's right there with Izzy for me, but I'll put him right there. Joseph Benavidez, he's a good fighter. I'd probably say like better than Uriah Faber. His boxing's more clean. Davidson Figueiredo. He just had that loss to Corey Sandhagen, but he's still really good fighter. Man, probably just put him as a very good fighter. But he's kind of right there with like Brandon Moreno. But I think the fact that he was able to go up a division and still like kind of put it on some of the top people up there, like that's pretty impressive. So I'll let that edge him into the very good fighter. I say he's a very good fighter. I think he was necessary for the building of a lot of careers, and he was just pretty dominant himself. I'll put him like right there, right next to BJ. That seems proper. Chris Weidman, I'm pretty biased, so you're going down here, buddy. He's a good guy and all, but man, the fucking wins that he got on Anderson they sting to this day. So fuck you. You're staying down there. DC. Daniel Cormier. Love this guy. He's a GOAT. Definitely a GOAT. Tyrone Woodley. He was a very good fighter. He had a strategy, but man, that strategy worked enough to where he would get a decent chunk of wins. I don't know, actually. Now that I think about it, I might do, but he had a decent reign, I guess. But man, he was boring to watch. I don't know. I feel bad putting him above Piotr Jan. Well, he was just a good fighter, I guess. Henry Cejudo. He's a GOAT right there with DC. All them belts right there. George St. Pierre, absolutely a GOAT. Might be a hot take too, since I'm not putting him as the GOAT, but we got some contenders up here. JDS here. I say he was a very good fighter. Right there was Verdun. TJ Dillashaw. This is a little snake in the grass. Okay. We're just gonna put him like right there. Kamaru Usman. He had the only crazy reign besides GSP in the welterweight division. I'll put him as kind of GOAT because he's definitely up there. Stipe Miocic. It's kind of GOAT. He's right up there with the other heavyweights. I don't think he's quite a GOAT. I hold a lot of weight to the heavyweights, and I mean, they hold a lot of weight too. So I'm putting them up here right next to Connor. I think that's fair. Tito Ortiz. You know, after thinking about it, I'm actually going to move Piotr Jan up. I'm going to put him like right there. We're going to end up putting Tito right here, right next to his friends, right? His best friends. Luke Rockhold. I think Luke's a very good fighter. He's very talented. It's just his gas tank got really shit and yeah, sucks, but happens. Volkanovski, he's a goat. Absolutely a goat. I need to probably rearrange some of those. Habib, he's a goat. That's fine. And then we got John Jones. He's the goat, the actual top goat. And after looking at all these, I think this is overall pretty solid. Actually, I am gonna change one. I'm gonna take Habib down. It's gonna be right there next to Connor. Because honestly, he didn't face everyone in the division that I felt like he should have. So that I think that's going to bring him down a little bit. Some of that's not his fault, but still, just whenever it comes down to it, he has an interesting way of wrestling, but it's just, I don't know. That part, him not facing Tony. These two not fighting fucks it all up for me. Because that could have been I don't know, just is so much more interesting. And I know that I said that there's going to be 3 up here. So go ahead, take a second and guess who's going to be here.
2,000 years later.
And the one that is up there is Alex Pereira. Man came in, has done so much for the fucking UFC. He wasn't even in the little card, so I had to make sure I added this man. Just, you know, he came in, he's done so much. Really, he's one of the main people keeping the excitement, coming in, just knocking people out. Great, phenomenal fighter. So had to at least add him in here. And I think coming in and dominating and doing everything that he can, like, man's a beast. No one has a work ethic like him, and maybe like Kevin Holland. I'm pretty confident about this list. I'm pretty happy with it. So let me know what you guys think, and peace.